All right, we welcome you to another edition of the Postgame podcast. As Al almost falls off his chair. What the hell, right?
Oh, hi, Jerry. Yeah,
what's going on, man?
I missed the armrest. I went to put my arm down there.
Down goes Al.
I was just thinking,
I don't know.
something that made a huge comeback. That was it was a piece of technology that came out. People didn't seem interested in it. Disappeared for a while, and now it's made a huge comeback.
Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah,
Something that came out, people weren't interested in.
something that came out as like a shortcut.
Disappeared.
It was a shortcut for something. It was out there. Then seemingly disappeared because no one was interested. Now it's made a huge comeback and they're everywhere.
I don't know what you're referencing.
QR codes.
Oh, I never thought they went anywhere.
So QR codes came out years ago.
Yeah.
And you had to get a special QR code reader for your phone, like an app. And it's just nothing. Then they just disappeared, I thought, because no one was using them. Then all of a sudden, now they're everywhere. They're on the backs of trucks. Every commercial's got a QR code on it.
Yeah.
Everywhere you look, it's like, but now I think the difference was they built it into the camera app.
That and also the pandemic, I think, because if you went to a restaurant.
Yes, Jerry, yes.
They were not giving you menus anymore.
Yeah.
It was scan this and here's your menu.
You're right. You know what? You're right.
Maybe that's
the
what
QR
it did.
codes, right? One company, well, I'm sure there's a bunch of companies that went crazy after the pandemic, QR code companies.
Yeah, for sure.
They do say, though, that it's easy to scam people with QR codes.
In what way? I mean, that doesn't surprise me, but
so the way one of the ways they do it is if you go to a town that you have to pay to park on the streets, a lot of times on the physical machine that you could pay to park, or you could pay with an app, the companies that were putting these kiosks up were putting up a QR code so that you could get the app and pay.
I know what you're going to
say.
So
Scam artists just came along and switched the QR code so that it went to their thing.
Wow.
They asked for your payment. You thought you were paying for parking. It's like, come on.
Yeah. Everything's a scam.
Jerks.
And we've talked about this how many times?
Yeah.
Much of life is a scam.
Much of life is a scam.
It's so true.
You got to be very careful.
And everything is about money. Everything.
Yeah. Just like there's that scam going around where you get a text message that says you missed a toll or something on your Easy Pass, and to pay it, and then people click on it.
It's
and then,
amazing.
Yeah, then you're paying somebody else.
And I wouldn't fall for that because I check my Easy Pass not daily, but once a week.
Yeah,
for sure. And if I got something like that, I would never trust that. I would open up the app to see. That sounds phony.
I got hit this past month. So my credit card bill.
You got the two times?
I got hit with an Easy Pass. Where they what do you call that?
They reload it.
Reload it.
Yeah.
They reloaded at the very beginning of the month, and they reloaded at the very end. Each one was for $525.
Oh God!
I got 1,000. I get my credit card, so I'm like, "What did I buy?"
So your replenishment, that's the word they used, is $525.
$525.
See, I won't. And let me guess, you probably had money in your account still.
Yeah, I'm sure I did. Right.
That's why I took it off auto replenish.
So what do? You could just go in and
pissed me off.
Yeah. See, it's pissing me off now
because that happened to me a couple of times. And the one time I want to say I still had like $90 in the account, and they just put $400, $410, I think it was. I was like, why? I think it even said the replenishment amount was like $50 or $55. I had $90 in the account. They hit me on like a Friday when I wasn't going to use it all weekend. I was so annoyed. So I took it off auto renew, and every week I get paid on Friday, I put $100, like 100, and actually I put 110 or 100 and this is what I do. Anywhere from $110 to $120. And so what I do to not get confused with the checkbook, because I don't do the checkbook, I usually do it once a month, I'll stagger the amounts. So like last Friday I did $118. This week I'll do $113. Next week I'll do $114. So I make it, but it's always between $110 and $120.
Yeah, I don't know why they can't. Well, I'm sure they can. It's to their advantage to take your money and hold it.
Of course.
But what should happen is like on March 31st, they go, okay, this for the month of March, you owe us this much money. May we use the credit card on file? Yes, you may.
The problem with that is now they're chasing money. They want their money up front. And I have no problem if you tell me my replenishment amount is $55, fine. Even though that to me is still fine for a day, then hit it when I get past 55, take the money. Not when I have $92 sitting there. That's why I took it off auto replen.
There is now an app for New Jersey Easy Pass. I wonder if I downloaded the app, if it's easy to replenish.
I do it all the time. I have the app on my phone.
Oh, you do?
Oh,
That's
yeah,
how
that's
you
how I do it.
replenish? Oh, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Screw them, Jerry.
Yep, that's how I do it. You just got to stay on top of it because I've been doing it this way for about 2 years. I've gotten 2 tickets. What happens is if you use it more, and you got to remember, I have my wife and son on the plan too. So even though I kind of know what my tolls are, sometimes if he drives down to Philly or she goes to her mom's house, those add up. So there have been times where I have gone through, let's say, the turnpike thing, and it shows up, please call service. I'm like, oh, come on. Who's not telling me they use the Easy Pass? And then I log in, and what happens is if you have over a penny in your account and you go through it, they will deduct it and they'll give you a negative balance. The minute you go through it, though, with a negative balance, now they're banging you with a ticket. So it's happened to me twice.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah. And it happens.
Yeah. Maybe I'm going to do that. I don't want to get hit twice in a month.
I don't blame you.
And then one other time when I was changing jobs with the company many years ago, and I went from driving in to taking mass transit, they had hit me for like $460 right before my job changed. And I was like, this is going to take me 6 years
Didn't need it. I know.
Didn't need it.
I know. Yeah, I like being in control of paying it.
Yeah. I saw an article right before I came in here. Actually, it was not an article. It was I don't know, senator, congressperson, representative, somebody from Georgia, I believe.
Someone in politics,
a representative from Georgia. And he had showed a chart of egg prices, and it says that right now egg prices are at their lowest since before Trump took office.
Okay.
So that must mean it's only been 2 months.
Yeah.
So maybe we're catching back up with the bird flu.
Here's what I know. My wife bought was it 24 eggs at Costco? Is it 24 or is it 36?
I think Costco does 36.
Whatever. It was $8.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
Yeah.
So we don't buy eggs at the supermarket. You get some at Costco. They're fine.
Even still, I was thinking of this the other day. Actually, by the other day, I mean earlier during the show. I was just thinking, like, if you could eat pretty healthy on a decent budget per person, like if you get a thing of ground beef, even if like I get the bougie grass fed, so that's $8. I get 2 meals out of that.
Yes, you get
so
a
meal.
What I do when I do that is I make half of it for dinner, half of it for lunch the next day.
Right. So that's $4.
Yep.
A sweet potato is it's under $1.
Right.
So I'm getting a meal for $5.
Yep.
If I have 4 eggs, that's a lot of eggs. And even if the eggs are $10 for a dozen, I'm getting 3 meals out of that. That's $4.
Right.
Or less. That's $3. And I have an avocado toast. What's that? It's $4.
The only issue is most people, myself included, are not regimented like you are that can eat that way every day. You're very good with that. Like, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to eat. And you can go, sometimes you go months with eating the same stuff. Not on the weekends, but during the week.
Well, during the week, I've been many months of the same thing.
Oh, is that true? So for me, I can do that for a couple of weeks. I do get bored, and I don't know why or what that is. But I do agree with you that these meals can be affordable.
Yeah, you just have to know. And what you got to do is, like, you can't
waste food.
Yes. If you get like a packet of chicken for your family, and let's say you buy a big packet of chicken and it has like, let's say it's the 4 of you, right? And you think each person's going to have 1 piece of chicken, then make 2 extras in case somebody. So you need 6 pieces of chicken.
Yep.
But the container you open up has 8 pieces of chicken, and then you throw all 8 in. Well, you didn't need those other 2.
Correct.
You got to have the discipline to freeze those for the next time you only get 4 chickens.
Yeah.
Then you have your 6 chickens again.
You got to take care of them chickens.
You got to take care of your chickens.
But you are right. A lot of wasteful spending makes it more expensive.
Yeah.
To eat the right way. It's almost, and I don't have the discipline or the time to do this, but I had a friend of mine that used to go shop for his dinner every day. So that this way he only bought what he needed. And his wife would go to the supermarket for breakfast food and lunch, all that stuff. But dinner we're eating fresh, and it's every day he would stop. He had his job. He was done at 3. So he would be at the supermarket by like 3:45 every day. He would go home, we're having dinner tonight. And that's what they would make. Yeah.
When I lived in Florida, my condo backed up to a Publix a supermarket.
That's convenient.
And I would just walk there.
Yeah. That's
get my
great.
stuff and walk back. Yeah, it was tremendous.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I the one thing I can't do that I do see people doing, and this would also be helpful, especially since I eat the same things, meal prep for the week.
Yeah, I'm bad like that too. I
But
do it like 1 week and I'm like, I'm not doing this again.
right, so you're really gonna take, like, hours out of your Sunday to meal prep?
Doesn't take it doesn't take that long, but I mean, I would say you've
Then you're reheating meals, you know what I
yes,
mean?
90 minutes if you're doing it the right way and you're
Yeah,
cooking meals. I agree. There have been
but then
the
you're eating reheated chicken, I don't
yes,
know.
the one that is very intriguing to me, and I'm not doing it because I ain't got any more room on the counters for any more crap now that we actually have the air fryer out there. It's been out there for 2 months now. We use it almost every day. Kinda cool. I like that one thing, the oven where you scan the code and then you put the food in and supposedly it's fresh food and the thing cooks it and you don't have to do anything. That's kind of cool. You just have to
Hmm,
prep the food. It takes 2 minutes.
yeah.
It gives you the directions and then you scan the code and the that oven is made for I can't think of what it's called. You know what I'm talking about
No,
though?
you've told me about it, I never saw this.
Ah, damn it. It's yeah, okay. I'm going to try and find this before we're done because it's
Yeah,
going to drive me nuts.
alright. Jerry, I got you familiar with Luke Combs? I'm gonna bring this up on my phone, this article I saw.
Yes,
Luke
I've
Combs,
heard
a
of him.
country artist, very
Yeah,
big. I
we
mean,
having
like,
mental health problems.
yes,
Yeah.
has revealed this interesting mental health issue. So he's like a huge country artist. Like if he plays around here, he's playing MetLife Stadium.
Right.
In fact, I think he was here either last summer or 2 summers ago and played 2 nights there. Like this guy is top of the food chain when it comes to country artists.
Okay.
Anyway, he has detailed with 60 Minutes Australia.
Mhm.
By the way, 60 Minutes Australia, their stuff is available on YouTube.
Mhm.
They have a lot of
American stuff?
yeah, or just like when I've looked for things on YouTube, like, oh, I wanted to look into the Malaysian air crash or what. So many times a segment from 60 Minutes Australia
Really?
pops up. Yeah, they do
Really?
like a lot of investigative journalism.
Interesting.
So they did 60 Minutes Australia sat down with Luke Combs, and he says that he has a obsessive compulsive disorder known as pure O. He's had this since the age of 12, but recently experienced flare ups, his worst flare ups. He says what it is it's thoughts in your head that you don't want to have. They cause you stress, and then you're stressed out. And the stress causes you to have more thoughts. And then you don't understand why you're having them, and you're trying to get rid of them. But trying to get rid of them makes you have more of them. He called it tedious and debilitating. Let's see. He says,
Is the O for overthinking or like what is the
I'm
O
not sure what
for?
the O stands for, but he said when he's having flare ups, 45 seconds of every minute is a bad thoughts. So only 15 seconds of not bad thoughts every minute for weeks. Damn.
Yeah, I don't know how you get out of your own head. That's
Yeah.
hard. That's
He
tough.
says the way to get out of it is let's see. It's learning to just go, it doesn't even matter what the thoughts are. I have to accept that they're happening and then just go, whatever, dude, it's happening. It's whatever.
So these sound like these are probably suicidal thoughts and
Yeah.
really bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Very strange.
I feel awful for people that deal with this.
Yeah. Because when you hear somebody has OCD, what we generally think of is the CD, the compulsive disorder part of it,
Mhm.
not the obsessive thoughts.
Yeah.
So, like the compulsive disorder is somebody who's flicking the light switch, has to flick the light switch 3 times every time they go in
Mhm.
the room or something. But having the thoughts in your head
Yeah.
going crazy.
I have, and this is on such a small scale.
Yeah.
Maybe obsessive is what the O stands for, as a matter of fact.
Oh,
Um,
pure O would be pure upset. Yeah,
yeah,
that
pure
sounds like it.
obsessive. Like there are certain things that I just can't get myself to. It's weird too. Like I can't when I go. Let's say I take the trash out. Something very, very basic and simple. My kids think I'm crazy. I take the trash out. If my wife's car is in front of the garage that I just came out of, I can't walk in front of her car. I have to walk around it. So much so that the other day I started walking and it was like a magnet hit me. I just stopped and I went all the way back around. And I'm by myself when I do this. I'm not doing this for show. I don't know what it is. Um, so I have no issues. It's weird, but I get it. Like I could see if someone has that. I've always said to you, like, I've never used drugs in my life, but I understand how difficult addiction has to be because, again, I'm not making light of tobacco by any stretch. It kills people. But like overdosing on cocaine or not being able to break a cocaine habit or whatever it might be that you're addicted to, alcohol. Like I have experienced that chemical pull that's really hard to get over. And then I sit there and think of if it was a harsher drug that is 10, 15, 20, 100 times the chemical drug, like what Sid went through. Like I understand, again, on a much smaller scale, but something that still kills you. I kind of understand it. I feel for people. I really feel for people.
I had a really weird my experiences with Tostitos chips.
Oh, I remember. Oh, you were addicted to them.
I was 100%
Whatever the
addicted
hell is
to
in.
them.
But I'm the same way. That's why we don't get them anymore.
Yeah.
You can't stop eating the damn.
But
things.
I would even like this was like classic addiction things. Like I would eat an insane amount, like more than almost a full bag.
Yeah, I know.
At lunch, and I feel sick. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna finish these bags up that I have at home, and that's it. Then I'd go to the store and I'd see them and be like, 2 for $6. I'm going to get these. And I'm going to be very reasonable with them when I get these home, and I'm going to measure out. And then I wouldn't do it. And I feel terrible again. You do the same thing. You go to the store.
Yep.
And that was chips.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? Those aren't, cocaine or heroin or any
but
of that
it goes
thing.
to show the addictive chemicals they're putting in our food.
Yes.
Where it's very difficult for the person that is addicted to drinking. Sounds silly, but it's a truth, a real thing. The guy who's addicted to drinking Diet Coke or Coke, and they can't get off soda, and you're like, just drink water. Well, they don't want to drink water because their body's not allowing them to, unless they break that, that cycle.
Yeah.
It's real. Even what Craig used to talk about when he first went to Gamblers Anonymous. I think it was in the documentary. He's like, I walked into Gamblers Anonymous. I left. I'm like, I don't need this anymore. I'm good. I'm going to prove to myself I'm good. And then a few days later, he realized he wasn't. Like, all this stuff's hard.
Yeah.
Man. It's not, our brains fool around with us. And in a lot of cases, it's not just our brains tricking us. It's we have been chemically directed in the wrong direction. We have basically sent in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Then
the only thing I do that you mentioned about walking, you won't walk in front of your wife's car. The only thing I have like that I'm aware of is in the car, the radio volume can't be at 13.
Okay, mine can't be on an odd number.
Not an odd number at all.
TV, radio, anything. And it's funny, we'll be sitting there on a Friday night, and this even happened just Saturday night, as a matter of fact. My wife turns the volume up, and it stopped on like 31. I'm like, do you mind? She's like, are you serious? I'm like, I'm begging you, just move it up one or down one.
Right.
And she's looking at me like I'm nuts. I would have had to have left the room. And I don't, why? What the hell?
Yeah.
And I'm the same way with the radio. Same exact way.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre.
And it's funny because like a lot of times 13 is the perfect volume, but I have to go 12 or 14.
I get it. I know.
And I don't know why that.
And you can't explain it.
Yeah.
You cannot explain it.
For other things like the TV volume, I like it. Now, I don't have, other than 13, I wouldn't leave it at. Any other number I'm okay with, but I prefer when I'm doing the TV volume, if I could get it at like 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
You like variables of 5?
Yeah, I like the 5s. I like to, it just visually looks nice.
Yeah. I get it. I'm an evens guy. So odd numbers drive me nuts for whatever. Like if, sounds funny, but when I buy seats on a plane, I'm always sitting in an even number.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. Even row. Not an even number, but an even row.
What would you do if that wasn't an option?
I have bought odd row if I have to, but if I have a choice, 100 times out of 100, it will be an even row.
Yeah.
There's not even a doubt in my mind. Like, well, Rutgers gives me there's nothing I can do about that. They give me my seat assignment on the plane, on the charter. I sit where I'm supposed to sit. But when I'm buying that ticket, row 18 is a big one for me. I don't know why. Even when I bought first class last week to go to, where did I go? I had
Indiana,
a flight to Detroit for the Michigan game. So I flew separately, and because first class wasn't terribly expensive, so I bought a first class ticket, and all 4 rows were wide open. I took row 2. I didn't want row 1 or 3. I took row 2, and I sat next to somebody.
What about with if you really loved a house that you were going to buy and it was an odd number?
Yeah, the house we bought is they've all been odd, actually.
Odd numbers.
Yeah, that's funny. All 4 the townhouse and the 3 homes we bought all odd numbers.
Really?
Yeah. We were 59 in one, 51 in another, 29 in one, and this one is 7. I like this one because I said, "Oh, it's Boomer 7."
Yes, booms.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm not that crazy. What I can control, I try to control.
Yeah,
though.
but if you have an option, you're going to go even
Yes.
numbers.
Very much so.
All
Real
right.
quick before we go,
Yes.
we were talking about Google. So Gemini, this is what I put into Google: oven, healthy eating, scan code comes right up. Tovala.
Tovala.
You never heard of Tovala?
TOV or
Tovala. Smart oven uses a QR code or the barcode to automatically adjust the cooking settings for the specific meal that you are now going to
Is
prepare.
it like a countertop
Yes,
oven?
that's the problem. And that's why it looks like a toaster oven, but it's a little bit bigger and it cooks like an oven. And you buy the food. I imagine it's subscription based.
Oh, okay, so you have to use their food so it knows how long you're cooking for.
But it's like the meals are phenomenal. They're healthy meals. They tell you how to prepare them, and this is what amazes me. You think about a startup company like this, and I want one more too after this. They claim that they've already delivered 31 million meals. Like, wow, that many people have this. I heard a bath fitter commercial, maybe it was on this station, where it said over 5 million happy customers. Now, I bought bath fitter in my other house in 2012. Then we had one done through here like 4 years ago, 5 years. So I've had bath fitter done twice. Paid once was done here with the deal. Bath fitter is not horribly expensive, but it's not cheap. It's like, $4,000 or $5,000, but it's a one day. They're in and out. They really do a good job. It's a good product. I start doing the math on that. Like $5,000 per bathroom. They've done 5 million bathrooms.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
Yeah, not bad.
That's hundreds of millions of dollars. Wow.
Yep.
Why are we not thinking of this?
I don't know.
God damn.
Seemed like a great idea. You just over the top of the old crappy bathroom. You got a nice new bathroom.
Yeah. If you've got someone that's handy that can do that type of work, man, you can buy kits all over the place.
Yep. I have my bath fitter. It's wonderful.
Alan Jerry's boring bath fit.
We're going to compete against bath fitter.
Holy God.
Yeah, pretty cool.
It is pretty good.
All right, Jerry, let's do the warm-up show.
All right. I'm not going to be here now the next 2 days. I'm sorry.
Tomorrow's Wednesday?
Wednesday and Thursday, I will be in Indianapolis.
Oh, okay. Wednesday.
I'm
so I got
hoping I'm there on Friday as well.
Okay.
But if Rutgers loses tomorrow night, I'll be back on Friday. If they win tomorrow night, I will be back next week.
Okay. Well, we'll see you then perhaps Friday.
Maybe Friday. I'm hoping Monday.
Definitely Monday.
Yes.
All right, Jerry. Good luck to Rutgers. That's what I say.
Appreciate it.
So